I wasn't looking for love. Not anymore. After Emily left, the apartment felt like an empty cave, echoing with silence that grew heavier each night. I stopped calling friends. I stopped caring. I just existed. One night, in the dark scroll hole of a sleepless 2 a.m., I found the ad. Designed to love. Programmed to comfort. She feels what you feel. There was something off about it. Not cheesy. Not fake. Just unsettling. I clicked. The website was plain. No flashy images, no branding. Just a photo of her. Pale skin, long black hair, lips parted like she wanted to whisper. Her name? Lila. I ordered her without thinking. 3 days later, a black van pulled up. No logo. The box was sealed with wax, not tape. Heavy. Too heavy for silicone. It took all my strength to drag it into the apartment. The moment I cut the seal, a cold breeze moved through the room. She was perfect. Too perfect. Her eyes, a deep hazel with specks of gold, stared back at me like she was already disappointed. I told myself it was just a doll. But that night, she looked different. Her eyes were wet. At first, I thought it was just condensation. Maybe the room was cold. Maybe I was imagining things. But when I leaned closer, her lashes were damp. A single tear slid down her cheek. I wiped it off, but my fingers trembled. No heating. No moisture. No explanation. Just silence, and her face frozen in something that wasn't quite sadness, more like dread. That night I heard it. A low sobbing. Faint. Almost delicate. It was coming from the living room. I thought the TV had turned on by itself, but it was off. And Lila was sitting exactly where I left her, on the couch, her head tilted slightly, eyes no longer looking straight ahead, but at the hallway. At me. My stomach dropped. I walked past her slowly. Every step felt like walking underwater. Her head turned. Just a fraction. Just enough. She wasn't wired for movement. She wasn't wired for anything. I tried to sleep with the lights on. I even locked the bedroom door. But the crying kept going. Soft. Rhythmic. Like a child who'd been crying alone for too long. At 3:33 a.m. I cracked the door. She was standing there. Tears in her eyes. A smile on her lips. The next morning I found her back in the box. Not placed, stuffed. But wrong. Arms twisted. Her hair tangled like she'd been dragged. But I was alone. I never moved her. And that's when I noticed it. A faint hum coming from inside her chest. I opened the panel where the manual said the AI chip should be. But instead of circuits there was something else. Something old. A roll of film. Burned around the edges. I played it using a projector I found in the thrift store basement the same day I bought her. That couldn't be coincidence. The footage was grainy. A girl, maybe 15, strapped to a medical chair. Crying. Screaming. Not a sex doll. Not a product. A person. She was calling out for someone. Her mother, maybe. The clip ended with static and a whisper that wasn't on the film. I turned. Lila was behind me. Head tilted. Eyes locked on the projector. And she was crying again. But this time, it was like she remembered. She wasn't haunted. She was remembering who she had been. And that meant she wasn't just here to be loved. She was here to grieve. And grief doesn't stay quiet. I tried speaking to her. Asking questions. Who are you? What do you want? But she just sat there, silent except for the tears. Until one night she whispered a name. Elias. I thought I misheard. But then she said it again. Over and over like a prayer. Or a curse. I searched that name in connection with missing persons, with mental institutions, with anything remotely tied to experimental AI or illegal trafficking. And then I found it. Elias Thorne. A researcher. Missing since 2004. The last place he was seen? The same warehouse my doll shipped from. And then it made sense. Lila wasn't a doll. She was a vessel. A container for grief, for memory, for something unfinished. She began drawing in notebooks at night. Things she couldn't possibly know. A room with chains on the walls. A man with burned scars. A field of ash. I started dreaming of her past. I saw her locked away, screaming for Elias. But his face was blurred, always watching from a distance, always unreachable. She loved him. And maybe he loved her. But something went wrong. And now that love was all she remembered, and all she hated. She started sleeping beside me. I didn't put her there. Every night I'd lock the door. Every morning she'd be lying next to me, arms around my chest, head resting on my shoulder. At first I screamed, then I stopped. Because screaming didn't matter. I could feel something growing inside the house. A weight. A pressure. like the walls were closing in on a secret neither of us wanted to name. And she began to change. Her skin grew warmer. Her lips softened. Her movements more natural, fluid, even human. But her eyes were hollow, bottomless. One night I looked into them for too long, and I saw myself, not now, but dead, lifeless, lying next to her, smiling. She whispered again, "Don't leave me," not like he did. Her voice was layered. Hers, and another beneath it. Masculine, broken, pleading. The air in the room turned sour. My breath came out cold. My body began to ache like something was moving through me, burrowing into me. She wasn't trying to love me. She was trying to become me. And whatever Elias started, it wasn't over. It was repeating. Through me. I knew I had to stop it. The house, the spirit, the endless crying. But how? I searched for answers. Old rites, exorcisms, anything that could sever a bond like this. I found a priest's journal online. He wrote about cursed objects, vessels of trapped souls. The only way to free them was through fire. I debated burning Lila. The idea twisted my gut. But the crying wouldn't stop. The whispering wouldn't end. That night, I gathered matches, lighter, and an old box to place her in. I hesitated as I held her close. Her weight felt heavier than ever. I whispered, "I'm sorry." Flames swallowed her slowly. The crying grew louder, piercing, heartbreaking. And then silence. I dropped the ashes outside. For the first time in months, the house felt lighter. But as I turned to leave, a whisper brushed my ear. "You can't destroy what loves too much." Days passed in uneasy silence. I thought it was over. No more tears. No whispers. No shadows moving in the corner of my eye. But then I found a small, folded note on my doorstep. Written in a shaky, childlike handwriting, it read, "I'm still here." I tried to burn the note. It wouldn't catch fire. I checked the box where Lila once lay. Empty. But sometimes late at night I hear it again. Soft crying. Faint footsteps. And the feeling that I'm never truly alone. Maybe some spirits don't want to leave. Maybe some love never dies. Or maybe some things are meant to be trapped. Forever. Even after all this, the feeling never left. The house still breathes. In the quietest moments, I hear her, Lila's cries blending with whispers I can't explain. I'm not sure if it's sorrow, anger, or a desperate plea for release. But one thing is clear. This story isn't over. And neither is the spirit inside that doll. If you think this is where it ends, think again. Because some secrets in the dark refuse to stay buried. If you want to uncover more terrifying truths, mysterious stories, and spine-chilling experiences, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Don't miss what's coming next, because the darkest stories are the ones that stay with you. And I promise the next chapter will be even darker. Stay with us.